pass and the rebound. They score. Victoria Bach. Markham takes the lead.
Talk about a start for Markham. You kill off the power play. Taylor Woods will be happy to get an assist on this one, as she had a great opportunity. Fantastic pass across from Jamie Lee Rattray. Taylor Woods just misses, but Amy talked about the hometown bounce off the end boards. Victoria Bach.
Markham still unable to set up their power play. Montreal playing with a frenetic pace now. Bach with the wrist shot, and she scores! Pop the bottle, why don't you, Victoria? What a shot from Bach. She continues to amaze in her rookie season. 14 on the year, 2-0 Thunder.
Is it fair to say Victoria Bach may have the best shot in all of the CWHL? We've seen it on display, and what a quick wrister here as Rattray just keeps it in. Puck almost goes through the stick of Bach, but that one is right under the bar. And I don't care who is in net. No one is stopping that shot from Victoria Bach. One of the most
great attack from Montreal here. 3 bona fide scoring chances. But Markham holding their ground. Ambrose with a shooting lane. Wrist shot wide, off the post, and in. Not sure if it hit a body in front, but it won't matter. Montreal back in the game. I think that one's going to go to Erin Ambrose. And she's leading the flyby, so I would have to think she did, as she gets a nice ovation from her hometown friends and family in the crowd.
Yeah, great shot there from Erin Ambrose. Sneaking that one by Ella Matucci. We got caught trying to block that shot. And Eric Howe may have got a piece of that one. It just squeaks by. But a long shift and a tough shift for the Alt.
Ambrose, Poulin, shot kicked in front, loose. And no one able to find a stick on it. Hillary Knight was the closest Canadienne player there. 5 seconds to go. Poulin shot blocked in front by Stacy. Another shot, another block by the Thunder. What a stand, a third block. And Markham hangs on. Black and blue, they gave it literally everything they had as their teammates swarm the ice to appreciate the effort.
But that's what it takes when you're clinging to that lead. All hands on deck. What an effort. What an effort defensively.
Hillary Knight had a message this week for fans, inviting them to keep the momentum up and come out and support women's hockey this week. This is about as good as it gets when it comes to a matchup. Yeah. Trying to send it back to Poulin, who barely manages to keep it in. Poulin, cross-ice pass for Knight, blocked. Poulin back in front. Through traffic is Jill Sunyan. Hillary Knight shoots and scores! Hillary Knight with the power play goal makes it 1-0 Montreal.
You know, that play all started, it looked like a dangerous play by Erin Ambrose at the blue line to try and get the puck to Poulin. But what Ambrose did is she drew Brianne Jenner out of the play. After that, they had to follow the puck. It turned into a 4-on-2 for Montreal down low when Poulin got the puck. And you saw that advantage down low when Knight got to the net before. And you have to wonder, starting the second power play unit first, when Calgary had Gosling and Bellamy out there, they had the first power play unit against Krasaniak and Murray, and you know Montreal would rather that matchup.
Banging along with Leslie. Jill Saunier with it now, back into Calgary zone on the near side. Saunier in front for Anne-Sophie Bethea! She shoots and scores, beating Alex Rexby. Glove side, it is 2-0 Montreal.
Yeah, Alex Grisby looked like she wanted that one back in that one. And if you look at it here, Saunier gets the pass to Bethea, who streaks in, but you go far side there. I don't think Rigsby is very happy. You see a reaction right away, but credit to Bethea for getting the puck off in traffic that quickly and finding where the hole was on Rigsby. And
Poulin, Rougeau, and Ambrose out on the ice on the PK for Montreal. As Brianne Jenner fires the puck in front on Lacasse, and that one manages to slip past her. And Calgary has cut Montreal's lead in half. It's 2-1.
We said it earlier how Calgary's been storing pucks on net. They did it there, and the puck got loose, and it looked like Rebecca Leslie was the one who got the last touch on it. to put it past Lacasse. And we mentioned the power plays in this one already. Both sides have one power play goal, and it's going to be interesting to watch going forward. But yeah, we mentioned how Calgary's just throwing pucks on net. That's what happens when you throw pucks on net.
Net can't get the shot off though. Calgary, Brianna Decker skating it out of her own zone back into Montreal territory. In front, short-handed. Brianna Decker manages to get it past Genevieve Lacasse and tie this game up. It is 2-2.
The thing about shorthand, when you're on the power play, is that the other team is going to put their best forwards on the penalty kill. And if you make one mistake, that's what could happen. And Brianna Decker is not going to make mistakes. She could hurt you when you make one of your own.
Brianna Decker coming away, or Zoe Hickel rather, coming away with it. Back in the corner where it is played by Mel DeRoche. Puck fired just high over Genevieve Lacasse. Calgary pulling ahead 3-2 with 27.9 seconds left to play in the first period. Can't hold the line as Decker will ambush Lacasse there. Erin Ambrose making an impressive shot block, but it just not enough. Calgary makes this a 4-2 hockey game.
Brianna Decker right there, you see the speed that she has. She just pulled away from the defender and getting the puck back to Rebecca Johnston to get the goal for Calgary, and a big goal for them because they open a 2-goal lead here, 3:14 left to go.
And Sophie Bate sending the puck up ice for Jill Saunier. Jill Saunier in on Rigsby across ice to Marie-Philippe. She shoots and scores! Marie-Philippe Poulin pulls within one. It is 4-3. Kim Deschênes holding it in. Clearing the puck now was Venla Hovey. Willoughby just beating Genevieve Lacasse, putting a dagger in the heart of Les Canadiennes with 6 minutes left to play, making it a 5-3 hockey game. Blair Turnbull.
We mentioned that third line a couple of times already. They've been playing really well this third period, and Turnbull, she's on this third line. She's an Olympian. She represents Canada at
carrying the puck out of her own zone. Up for Anne-Sophie Bate. Bate behind Rigsby. Losing the puck to Caitlin Gosling. Bate's not giving up. Battling. Sending it in front. Marie-Philippe shoots and scores! Marie-Philippe Poulin goes upstairs. Chopped cheese, her second of the night, and pulls Montreal back within one. It's 5-4.
You look at Poulin before she just stopped when she had the chance on a one-timer. This time she held the puck a little bit longer, waited for Rigsby to move, put it over top of Rigsby, and that's a huge goal for Montreal. And as they say, this game just got interestinger and interestinger.
15 seconds left to play here in the third period. And Sophie Bate losing the puck to Bellamy, who fires it along the boards. Erin Ambrose forced to retreat back in her own end. She does. Fires it up for Hillary Knight. Pass broken up by Blair Turnbull. And time will expire. Simply not enough seconds on the clock for Montreal to claw their way back into this game. As the fans salute the Calgary Inferno and the Canadiennes de Montréal as they shake hands at center ice here after a hard-fought, evenly matched game.
Bach ahead for Rattray, showing off her speed, driving on the offhand. Turns around, stops up for Woods. A great pass and the rebound. They score! Victoria Bach. Markham takes the lead.
Talk about a start for Markham. You kill off the power play. Taylor Woods will be happy to get an assist on this one, as she had a great opportunity. Fantastic pass across from Jamie Lee Rattray. Taylor Woods just misses, but I mean, talked about the hometown bounce off the end boards. Victoria Bach.
Markham still unable to set up their power play. Montreal playing with a frenetic pace now. Bach with the wrist shot, and she scores! Pop the bottle, why don't you, Victoria? What a shot from Bach. She continues to amaze in her rookie season. 14 on the year, 2-0 Thunder.
Is it fair to say Victoria Bach may have the best shot in all of the CWHL? We've seen it on display. And what a quick wrister here as Rattray just keeps it in. Puck almost goes.
Great attack from Montreal here. 3 bona fide scoring chances. But Markham holding their ground. Ambrose with a shooting lane. Wrist shot wide, off the post, and in. Not sure if it hit a body in front, but it won't matter. Montreal back in the game. I think that one's going to go to Erin Ambrose. And she's leading the flyby, so I would have to think she did, as she gets a nice ovation from her hometown friends and family in the crowd.
Yeah, great shot there from Erin Ambrose. Sneaking that one by Ella Matucci, who got caught trying to block that shot. And Eric Howe may have got a piece of that one. It just squeaks by. But a long shift and a tough shift for the Alt.
Ambrose, Poulin, shot kicked in front, loose. And no one able to find a stick on it. Hillary Knight was the closest Canadienne player there. 5 seconds to go. Poulin shot blocked in front by Stacy. Another shot, another block by the Thunder. What a stand, a third block. And Markham hangs on. Black and blue, they gave it literally everything they had as their teammates swarm the ice to appreciate the effort.
But that's what it takes when you're clinging to that lead. All hands on deck. What an effort. What an effort defensively.
Hillary Knight had a message this week for fans, inviting them to keep the momentum up and come out and support women's hockey this week. This is about as good as it gets when it comes to a matchup. Yeah. Trying to send it back to Poulin, who barely manages to keep it in. Poulin, cross-ice pass for Knight, blocked. Poulin back in front, through traffic is Jill Sonia, and Hillary Knight shoots and scores! Hillary Knight with the power play goal makes it 1-0 Montreal.
You know, that play all started, it looked like a dangerous play by Erin Ambrose at the blue line to try and get the puck to Poulin. But what Ambrose did is she drew Brianne Jenner out of the play. After that, they had to follow the puck. It turned into a 4-on-2 for Montreal down low when Poulin got the puck. And you saw that advantage down low when Knight got to the net before. And you have to wonder, starting the second power play unit first, when Calgary had Gosling and Bellamy out there, they had the first power play unit against Grzaniak and Murray, and you know Montreal would rather that matchup.
Banging along with Leslie. Jill Saunier with it now, back into Calgary's zone on the near side. Saunier in front for Anne-Sophie Bethea! She shoots and scores, beating Alex Rexby. Glove side, it is 2-0 Montreal.
Yeah, Alex Grisby looked like she wanted that one back in that one. And if you look at it here, Saunier gets the pass to Bethea, who streaks in, but you go far side there. I don't think Rigsby is very happy. You see a reaction right away, but credit to Bethea for getting the puck off in traffic that quickly and finding where the hole was on Rigsby. And
Poulin, Rougeau, and Ambrose out on the ice on the PK for Montreal. As Brianne Jenner fires the puck in front on Lacasse, and that one manages to slip past her. And Calgary has cut Montreal's lead in half. It's 2-1.
We said it earlier how Calgary's been throwing pucks on net. They did it there, and the puck got loose, and it looked like Rebecca Leslie was the one who got the last touch on it to put it past Lacasse. And we mentioned the power plays in this one already. Both sides have one.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside Place Belle in beautiful Laval, just north of Montreal. And the metro is right across the street, so it's really easy to get to for future reference if ever you want to come up to Laval. My name is Robin Flynn. I'm joined alongside by Jared Book for this very special game this afternoon, the Canadiennes' annual Pink in the Rink breast cancer fundraiser. Now, Jared, I know you went with Les Canadiennes this year to the Cedars Breast Clinic. This is a visit that they make every year. I've gone with them a few times as well, and it's quite an experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And this year was unique because you always see the equipment. There's always the tour of the facilities. But this year they actually got to meet patients. And one of the patients that they met will be here dropping the puck before the game. And the three players who were there, Marie-Philippe Poulin, Emerence Mashmeyer, and Geneviève Lacasse, also were able to see a surgery, a live surgery as well. It was just really, really powerful to kind of see all of that go on. And it was hearing the patient, the survivor, tell her story. It was just a powerful moment and really put things into perspective for them and even for the people who were around. There was a big group of people, and it was always a powerful moment, but this in particular, this visit was different.
Now, this is the 9th annual Pink in the Rink fundraiser hockey game. Now, in the last 8 years, Montreal has managed to raise over $100,000 for the Cedars Breast Clinic at the MUHC right here in Montreal. Last year, they raised over $20,000 in 1 year alone. So, obviously hoping they'll be able to top that. If you're not able to make it to the game today, obviously you're watching online, you can still participate. If you head to lescanadiennes.com and click on their community section, you can donate right there live on the website, or you can head on over to eBay because I'm sure you want to get in on the real auction as well, and you can bid on some of the items online. So just look up Les Canadiennes Breast Cancer on eBay and you can bid on some awesome items, game-worn jerseys, event tickets, signed pictures, things like that. Stuff you definitely want to have in your house. Last year, I bid on and won a signed photograph of Caroline Ouellette, Marie-Philippe Poulin, Charlene Labonte. It hangs proudly in my living room, and it makes you feel even better knowing that those funds are going to a good cause.
Absolutely, and it's such a unique thing because this was actually started from the players.
Yeah.
A group of players, Caroline Ouellette, Lisa Marie Breton-Lebrun, went to the Canadian management and said, listen, we want to do this. Obviously, so many people are affected or know somebody who's affected by breast cancer. And it really started that grassroots level to what it is today, where we're in Place Belle. There's a huge crowd expected. They're probably going to get more than 20,000 this year. And it's just becoming a great event and really a staple on the calendar of the Canadian season.
And it's something that really affects everybody. 1 in 9 women will be diagnosed with a form of breast cancer in their lifetime, which is unbelievable when you think about it. These are your mother, your sister, your wife, your girlfriend, and even some men are diagnosed with breast cancer. So it's definitely an important cause. It's near and dear to Les Canadiennes' heart and ours as well. So we're getting set for puck drop here. There's an actual hockey game being played. It's not just about raising money for the hospital. Between Les Canadiennes de Montréal and the Markham Thunder, as we're getting set to see the rosters make their way out onto the ice. Now, there was some interesting notes from the warm-up, Jared, some line changes for Les Canadiennes up front. Obviously, with the return of Mélodie Daou, we were curious maybe she'd be back on that top line, but doesn't look like that's the case.
No, they're going with Mélodie Daou on the second line. They're keeping that first line of Anne-Sophie Pété, Marie-Philippe Poulin, and Jill Sawney together for this one. And really, how can you argue with that? But with with Mélodie Daou back in the lineup, what's happening is that she'll go on the second line with Hilary Knight and Katia Clément-Hédra. I guess that's an okay second line as well.
Yeah, when you've got a top six like the Canadiennes have, you know, it's definitely difficult to compete against, especially when you're seeing Markham seems to have a short bench for this road trip this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that is happening with the Markham Thunder is we didn't see that. that we didn't see Jocelyn Larocque in warm up. Obviously, she was at the rivalry series. It's possible that is what caused her not to be in the lineup this afternoon.
And that's a huge loss for the Markham Thunder to obviously lose arguably their best defender, one of the biggest leaders on that bench. But nonetheless, it's going to be an incredible afternoon for hockey. You'll notice like Canadiennes wearing those pink jerseys, and those jerseys will be auctioned off as well. They'll be wearing them for the first period, so game-worn jerseys. And it's really cool year to year. You can see people wearing the jerseys that they bought in previous Pink in the Rink games, wearing them to the games, so that's really cool. I know, Jared, your wife is bidding on one of the jerseys because there's a player for the Canadiennes that has the same last name as her.
Exactly, yeah, it's always fun.
I'm sure I'm one of the only people in the city that has a Montreal Canadiens Brian Flynn jersey, simply because we share the same last name.
Makes sense.
So there's a special treat this afternoon, not the usual anthem singer that we have here. This afternoon, her name is Lulu Hughes, who will be performing the anthem this year, and that'll happen momentarily. Obviously, we've got a ceremonial puck drop with CWHL Commissioner and Hockey Hall of Famer Jana Hefford making her way to center ice. Dr. Alex Medarisian from the Cedars Breast Clinic, we know him well. Over the years, he's always happy to stay after hours and give us a tour of the clinic, and he's happy to give us some of his time. And the work that he does is unbelievable. The lives that he's saved, the lives that he's changing all the time. Obviously, it's really huge for the people in Montreal and in Canada.
To honor the courageous women who battle breast cancer, please welcome Pauline Sarrazin and Maria Morcelin.
Two incredibly strong breast cancer survivors making their way to center ice to drop the puck on the opening faceoff. I always like when they drop two pucks because then everybody wins.
It's interesting, without obviously Jocelyn Larocque on the ice right now, they didn't know which Thunder player would go out for the face-off. I saw Jamie Lee Rattray, who ended up going out, and Laura Fortino looking at each other saying, you go, no, you go. No. So maybe a little bit of seniority going over there.
Jamie Lee Rattray is an excellent choice, I think.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. With these two starting lineups, there's nobody who can go on the ice and you'll feel like they're out of place.
Well, basically, I guess the point leader is the one who ultimately takes it. Jamie Lee Rattray with 24 points on the season. That's leading among all Markham Thunder. As we head to ice level again to join Lulu Hughes sing the Canadian national anthem. Blues, ladies and gentlemen, with our national anthem, rocking it proudly at center ice as we are ready to get started here. Now, it's worth noting that it's really cool to have CWHL Commissioner Jana Hefford in the house, Hockey Hall of Famer in the building. That has to bode well for this afternoon's game, Jared.
Absolutely. I mean, these are two teams that are the last two Clarkson Cup champions. They are always two of the best teams. They played in the playoffs last 2 years as well. There's always a rivalry going on. There's a bunch of national team members on both sides, the United States and Canada, and it's always a great matchup between these two teams. They split the series in Toronto and Markham a couple of weeks ago, and now they're here for 2 games. And listen, this is an important series for Markham right now because they need a point to get into the playoffs. So if they get any point this weekend, they're in the playoffs. So this is everything to play for Markham. Obviously Montreal, if Markham does get a point, they're going to play the Canadiennes in the first round. So if that's what's happening, then you want to send a message. This isn't a game where Montreal's going to be like, oh, they might need it better more than us. We're going to lay down. That's not in their mindset going into this one.
Our starting goaltenders this afternoon, Emrance Maschmeyer in goal for Les Canadiennes, facing off against Erica Howe for the Markham Thunder. Maschmeyer, a 14-4-1 record this season, a 147 goals against average, and a 935 save percentage. Erica Howe on the other side, an 8-6-1 record this season, 259 goals against average, a 922 save percentage, and 2 shutouts with the Markham Thunder this afternoon as puck drops. Marie-Philippe Poulin winning the opening draw. Les Canadiennes trying to maintain possession through neutral ice as Markham coming away with it into Montreal's zone. Poulin, pass for Bete at center ice, broken up. Saunier passing to Desrochers, back in her own end. Ambrose retreating into the far corner. Cross ice pass for Mel Desrochers. Desrochers, stretch pass for Anne-Sophie Bete in the offensive zone. Her pass broken up for Marie-Philippe Poulin. Markham intercepting as Laura Stacey skates the puck out of her own end. Can't quite get it into Montreal's zone, though. Montreal forced to dump behind Howe and go for a line change. Clement Hedra getting tangled up now with Kristen Barbara. Jessica Jones on the far side as she returned to the CWHL this season after a brief stint south of the border. Melody Daou back in the lineup for Montreal. In the far corner, goes for a skate in front. Melody Daou in the high slot, opts to pass. Instead, she reaches in to try and tip in a Hillary Knight rebound. Katia Clement Hedra going off. We'll get a partial line change here for Montreal as Markham carries the puck out of their own end. Jess Jones dumping the puck into the corner where it's picked up by Willard. Markham in the far corner. Jess Jones firing the puck in on Maschmeyer. Keeps it out, hugging that left post. Rougeau behind her own net for Daou. Daou at the half wall, tangled up with Fortino. Puck squirts loose for Rougeau. Sarah Lafour passing up ice. Montreal dumping the puck into Markham territory as everyone will go for a change here. Becca King at her own blue line, gets the puck out, gets tripped up by Kim Deschênes. No call there. Catherine Daou in the near corner. Up to the blue line where Megan Bozek fires it in on Maschmeyer. Tips it up into the netting. 17:37 left to play here in the first period.
You know what Jocelyn Rock not being in the Thunder lineup does is Montreal has 2 very good lines, and you obviously want to stop the Poulin-Bete-Saunier line, but then you have Knight, Clement, Hedra, Daou, and what the Thunder are doing is that they put Laura Fortino with Ella Matucci, then they put Kristen Barbara with Megan Bozek, and they really loaded up their top line with Victoria Bach, Laura Stacey, and Jamie Lee Rattray.
Kristen Richards behind Montreal's net, plays the puck along the boards, picked up by Montreal. Marie-Philippe Poulin, Captain Poulin, firing the puck just high over Erica Howe, loses it in the corner. Brown pinching in to help out. Megan Bozek coming away with it. Bozek through center ice, dumping it into Montreal zone. Maschmeyer comes out to play it. Melda Roche behind her own net. Evades Laura Stacey. Passing it up to Poulin, who sends the puck up for Anne-Sophie Bette. Bette, back from her stint with the national team at the rivalry series, where she definitely did not look out of place.
She did not.
Melody Daou in the near corner in Markham territory. Tangled up with Laura Stacey. And we'll get another stoppage of play here with 16:30 left to play in the first period.
Yeah, calling a hand pass there. I'm not sure how it was a hand pass, but the whistle blew, so that's what happened. But no, you see here, these two teams filling each other out. Obviously, they're very tight. They're very close. They're playing a lot of close games. They have a lot of physicality between these two teams as well.
Sarah Lafour won the face-off, carries the puck into Markham territory. Tracy Ann Levine losing it in the far corner. There's a collision at the Markham bench. 3-on-1 opportunity. Catherine Daou hitting it. Erica Howe, but can't quite get it past her. Maybe she made her face, used her face to make that save. McParland in Montreal zone. Played extremely tightly there by Mary-Joelle Allard. Karella Mard circles back into her own end. Taylor Willard playing the puck up. Just beyond the reach of Marie-Philippe Poulin. Not for long though. Poulin grabs it, tips it up for Jill Saunier. Saunier, the top of the near circle, fires it towards Howe. Markham trying to get the puck out. McParland knocks it up and out of the zone. Costa and Poulin mixing it up at center ice. Jill Saunier ends up coming away with the puck, skates it along the boards. Tries to set up Bette in front. Bette's pass for Saunier broken up there by Megan Bozek. Ambrose for Bette. Back into Markham zone. Kristen Richards clearing the puck now. Melody Daou at the Thunder blue line. Circles, dumps it back for Ambrose, who retreats into her own end. Loses the puck to Richards, offside, before Richards could even get the shot off.
It'll be really interesting to see how these two teams develop. You see Montreal Speed already causing a little bit of problems for the Markham Thunder. There was the collision at the far end of the boards, a bad line change. It led to basically it was a 3-on-0. I think Montreal was a little bit surprised at how much space she had, Catherine Daou did. So it's going to be interesting to see how that develops as we get going.
I guess some freshly engaged people in the crowd. That's a fun way to celebrate at a hockey game.
At least it wasn't a proposal on the screen, right?
Yeah, no. Brown at her own blue line, trying to get the puck away from Montreal, manages to do so. As she falls down, she'll knock it into Montreal zone as the Thunder will go for a line change. Rattray losing the puck there to Melody Daou. Daou has Knight, plays the puck along the boards for Knight. Loses it to Amard in front, pass for Melody Daou, but Howe gets the pad out and makes the save. Laura Stacey with it now in Montreal zone, plays it behind Maschmeyer and along the boards. Rattray in the corner. Stacey along for the ride, playing it on the far side. Ultimately steps over the blue line, and the Thunder are forced to retreat into their own end. Get back on side there as Megan Bozek can't hang on to the puck. Turned over to Kim Deschênes. She'll go for a skate. Carry the puck behind Howe. And that will tip the puck into the crowd and out of play with 13:10 left to play in a scoreless first period.
That was Montreal's best scoring chance of the period so far. Best for either team, really. Melody Daou, a really sneaky play to get behind the coverage on the defensive side. Katia Clement-Hadra found the backdoor pass. Erica Howe, one of the best goalies in the CWHL, was able to stack the pads and keep it out. And we're still in the 0-0 game.
Face-off coming just outside of Markham zone. As Laura Fortino in the far corner loses the puck to Erin Ambrose. She plays it along the boards. Deschênes getting it out of her own end. And you'll notice number 25 from Markham, Taylor Woods, is playing on the back end this afternoon. We mentioned earlier that Markham has got a bit of a shorter bench than usual, so everybody pitches in to help out where they can.
Yeah, they're rolling 3 lines, and I think with Montreal's depth at forward, they want to have more experience on the back end. Taylor Woods has been in the CWHL for a long time and is one of their more experienced forwards. She does better as a 5th or 6th defender than she would as a 10th forward when you have 10 on the ice. So it's easier for them probably to roll lines and do it that way as Markham tries to stop Montreal's firepower offensively.
Yeah, and the experience that Taylor Woods brings, obviously a Cornell alumnus. She was part of the national program for a short time, played with Canada at a U18 tournament, so definitely somebody that is capable and can move around.
Yeah, she won gold with four other players in this game. We're on that 2012 team that won gold for Canada at the under 18s that year.
And Sophie Bettes, shot just high over the shoulder of Erica Howe. Megan Bozek, stretch pass for Kristen Barbara. She loses it. Poulin carrying the puck back in her own end. Bettes for Saunier. And it looked like Howe got a piece of that, knocking that one up. Avoiding the netting, though. Scrambling on the far side, Markham having a hard time here keeping the puck out of their own end. Bozek rockets it in on Maschmeyer from center ice, and she'll hang on to it and make the save with 11:32 left to play in the first period.
You see right there why Carolyn Ouellette didn't want to change that first line, because Poulin, Bettes, and Saunier just have that chemistry. They know where they are. They can play to each other's speed. It's just a little touch pass by Bettes. She knew Saunier was in behind her, and they got a chance on Erica Howe.
There's no wrong decisions there, though, right? Because Melody Daou has played on that line with both of those players as well. So
absolutely.
Maschmeyer covering up another shot from Jamie Lee Rattray.
It was more curiosity's sake than any kind of strategy. I mean, you really can't go wrong. Before Melody Daou got hurt, that line was the best in women's hockey. And now with Saunier getting to another level, getting chemistry, you get Melody Daou back in the lineup. Why not put her with Hilary Knight and Katia Clement-Hadra, who developed some chemistry between each other while Daou was out?
Erin Ambrose behind her own net. Katia Clement-Hadra coming away with the puck. Stretch pass for Hilary Knight, who loses it at center ice. Ambrose on the far side at her own blue line. Puck pops loose for Laura Fortino. Fortino for Stacy in the near corner in Montreal's zone. Played closely by Taylor Willard. Stacy comes away with it. Trying to set up her teammate there. Jess Jones. Pass to nobody through the slot as Knight gets banged into the boards. You saw Genevieve Lacasse jump back there. Gina Rapace can't keep the puck in at the blue line, and that'll squirt loose. Costa plays it back for Bozek. Bozek pass up ice for Jess Jones. Jess Jones fires it in on Maschmeyer, knocks it away with her blocker. And Maschmeyer opts to cover up on the next shot as it's 9:59 left to play here in the first period. And we'll take a short break. And be back with you in just a moment. Now, Jared, we were talking a little bit earlier about the rivalry series and seeing Anne-Sophie Bataille there and not looking out of place. She more than not looked out of place. She fit right in.
Yeah, I mean, she did a great job. That line didn't really get as much scoring as we're used to seeing, but that line being as strong as they were really opened up space for the other lines. We saw Victoria Bach, Sarah Nurse, Natalie Spooner. We saw Laura Stacey's line with Blair Turnbull really getting a lot of space and creating opportunities for themselves. And that is what that line does. Is that, you have Rebecca Johnston, Magdalene Poulin, and Anne-Sophie Bataille. You have to focus on them, and it opens up space for everyone else.
Now, based on what you saw during that 3-game rivalry series, do you think that Anne-Sophie Bataille will be with the team when they play in Finland at the Worlds in April? I
think she will. It's hard to say because there's going to be university NCAA players who are going to come into the fold, but I do think that she has a good chance of being on team. Maybe not on that top line because obviously one of the wild cards is Melody Daou, who's going to be healthy, hopefully, for Worlds. So it's going to be interesting to see how things develop with that. But I do think she has a spot on the roster. We saw, on the bottom of that roster, you have Blair Turnbull, you have Laura Stacey, you have Jamie Lee Rattray, and Sophie Bataille would fit in there as well. And that's where Canada really can have the advantage, is using their depth on that third or fourth line with talented players. The United States just can't really match up with that.
Kim Deschênes trying to clear the puck in her own end. Manages to do so. Matucci dumping it back behind Maschmeyer, who comes out to play the puck, playing it along the boards. Montreal clearing the puck. As Matucci will skate back behind Howe, icing the call here with 9:36 left to play in the first period. Still scoreless, though I wouldn't say that either of these teams look tentative, Jared.
No, and we mentioned a lot about Montreal's top two lines, but really, Markham's second line is also very talented. They have Nicole Costa, they have Jenna McParland, who just so happens to score a hat trick in the game that eliminated Montreal last year, and then they have Jess Jones, who, by the way, in her last full CWHL season before this one, tied Magdalene Poulin for the scoring title. So, there's a lot of talent on that second line as well.
And Megan Bozek back into her own end again for another icing call.
Back when the first game that we did, started the season in this building, we mentioned that Montreal is going to start practicing here, and I wonder if it'll have a difference as this game goes on, a rink that they're really familiar with because most of their practices are on this ice surface as we go forward, and obviously the two teams feeling each other out right now.
Jamie Lee Rattray in the far corner to the right of Maschmeyer. Stacey trying to play the puck behind the net to the point for Bozek. Bozek into the corner, broken up by Rougeau, who dumps the puck out of her own end. Thunder carrying the puck back over Montreal's blue line. Trying to hold it in now is Bozek. Can't do so. Montreal knocking it out. Poulin through center ice. Carries the puck into Markham's zone. Anne-Sophie Bataille loses her footing. Advantage, Laura Stacey should carry that one out. Gets tangled up with Jill Saunier. Saunier for Anne-Sophie Bataille. Back to Saunier. Saunier crosses it for Marie-Philippe Poulin. Gets tipped in front on the net. Erica Howe will cover it up. And we'll get a little shoving between Jill Saunier and Laura Stacey. Usually teammates, not today.
Yeah, that's exactly why Markham put Taylor Woods on defense, because she tied up Maggie Poulin on that shot attempt. She couldn't get the shot off. Very close defensive zone coverage, and that's what Taylor Woods would bring to this Markham team on defense.
In the far corner, we have Kelly Gribbins. Erin Ambrose pinching in front, trying to set up Jill Saunier. Puck just out of her reach, and it'll squeeze out on the far side. Ambrose in her own end. Retreats to the goal line for Jill Saunier. Saunier carrying the puck through center ice, and she'll go for a line change after dumping it into Markham's zone. McParland, though, is quick on the puck. McParland behind Mashmeyer. Puck fired on Mashmeyer by Gina Rapace. Mashmeyer will cover it up as Montreal kind of got caught on a bad line change there and gave Markham the opportunity to get a scoring chance.
Yeah, the more that you can get from the bottom of your lineup whenever, in any CWHL game, it's not only this one, it's not only these two teams. Anytime you can get contributions from the bottom of your lineup, it's going to do so much good for your team.
Melody Daou on the far side, losing the puck to Rapace. Nice to see Melody Daou back in the lineup. And a reminder to follow the CWHL on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's the best way to connect with the players, the coaches, and other fans just like yourself. And if you're on Twitter right now and you send a tweet our way at the CWHL, at Jared Book, or at Robin Lisa Flynn, we'll get to some shout-outs a little later on in the broadcast. Jenna McParland for Costa. Markham losing the puck, forced to get back on side. Mashmeyer out to play the puck behind her own net, scooped up by Rougeau. Rougeau up for Lafleur. Sarah Lafleur carrying the puck over Markham's blue line. Lafleur going for a skate, gets the puck in front on Howe, lost sight of the puck. Kristen Richards was there though to bail her out. Collision there between Kim Deschênes and Victoria Bach. Both players seem just fine. Rattray unable to get her stick on a bobbling puck. Falls in front of Mashmeyer. She shoves her out of the way. In the corner of Bach and Rougeau getting tangled up. Bach giving Rougeau a shove right in front of the referee, who ignores it. Laura Stacey behind her own net. Carries the puck out of her zone. Sends it up for Nicole Brown. Mashmeyer out to play it behind the cage. Mel Desrochers in the near corner. Becca King pops in. Gets tangled up with Ambrose. King and Ambrose battling for the puck. Poulin comes in to help out. Comes away with it. Kristen Richards now. As Ambrose pops in. Clears the zone. And Sophie Bette with speed into Markham's zone. Bette fires it in front. And Ambrose scoops up the rebound, but can't get the shot on net from the blue line. Ripped towards Erica Howe by Marie-Joëlle Allard. Still looking for her first CWHL goal. Poulin falls on the far side, maintains possession of the puck, sets it up for Bette. Bette for Allard. Willard fires it through traffic, just wide of Howe. Poulin in the corner. Coming away with the puck on the far side. Poulin in front for Anne-Sophie Bette, off her body, but stays out of the net. Matucci dumping the puck out of the zone. And Montreal going for a change now. Melody Daou carrying the puck over the blue line. Back for Clement Hadra, in front for Hillary Knight. Her pass for Daou broken up by Megan Bozek. Nicole Costa dumping the puck back into Fab's territory. Behind her own net is Allard. Allard for Clement Hadra. Taking her time. Carrying it over Markham's blue line. Fires it high over Erica Howe. And the Thunder will clear accidentally their own end. Rougeau up for Lafleur. Lafleur tangled up with a loose stick there. Lafleur in front for Kim Deschênes. That puck just a little bit too high for Deschênes. Deschênes in front for Sarah Lafleur, who fires it also just wide. Looks like Howe got a piece of that one. Catherine Daou down low below the goal line for Sarah Lafleur. Terrell Amard, her pass was stopped by Megan Bozek. She had open net right there. Puck cleared Scooped up by Laura Stacy. Laura Stacy fires it in on Emirates Mashmeyer. She loses the puck. And that stays out. Rattray up to the blue line for Rapace. And Mashmeyer will make the save after a few pucks were fired her way. 3:10 left to play here in the first period.
If you watch the rivalry series, you won't be surprised by anything you just saw here. You won't be surprised by Anne-Sophie Bataille being all up in Erica Howe's business. I just asked Katie Burt about that in the second USA game. And you won't be surprised by Laura Stacy creating a turnover, getting a rush going the other way.
Ambrose dumping the puck for Poulin, who knocks it out of her own end. Poulin up ice, losing it. Melde Rocher will retrieve it. And Sophie Bataille dumping the puck, playing it along the boards. Poulin jammed up on the far side. Genevieve Bannon in the near corner. Loses control of the puck, and that will pop loose. Allard at her own blue line, up for Anne-Sophie Bataille. Bataille turns the puck over to Jess Jones. Jenna McParlin, pass broken up by Marie-Philippe Poulin. She turns it back over to Jones. Can't get it through traffic. Melody Daou now carrying the puck out of her own end. Circles. Retreats back into her own end for De Rocher. Up ice for Clement Hadra, who turns the puck over to Jenna McParland. Bit of a give and go here at center ice. Hillary Knight comes away with it. Knight for Daou in front. Knight can't get her stick on it to tap it in. Rattray now with speed in a Montreal zone. Drops it back for Stacy. Laura Stacy. Some fancy stick work there by Willard to keep the puck out of her own end. Erica Howe turns away another one. A shot from Montreal. Rougeau for Poulin. Poulin now passing to Anne-Sophie Bataille. They can't get a play going here. Bataille behind Erica Howe for Saunier. Saunier, pass broken up for Poulin. Rougeau keeps it in, and the puck will get knocked up into the Markham bench. 1:06 left to play here in the first period. And just remember that Montreal will be wearing different jerseys at the start of the second. They'll be back in their regular dark red jerseys, as the pink ones that they are wearing right now will be auctioned off with proceeds going to charity. This is the Pink in the Rink game, their annual breast cancer awareness game. 1 in 9 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. Hopefully we can raise enough money to find a cure for this awful disease. If you want to participate, go to lescanadiennes.com, click on community, and make a donation to the Cedars Breast Clinic, or head on over to eBay, look for Les Canadiennes breast cancer account, and bid on some fantastic items. Corella Mard on the far side. In front for Kim Deschênes. Kim Deschênes through traffic. That's blocked by Richards. In front, Sarah LaFour didn't realize she had a wide open net. Ambrose did though, but Howe makes the save.
What's really fascinating to me is the chess match going on between these two coaches. There's lots of changes on the fly. There's double shifting. You can tell that Montreal's trying to open up space for that top line, and by doing that, what they're doing is they're causing lots of havoc. And obviously Markham is trying to avoid certain matchups as well, so they're changing on the fly as well.
Gribbons tangled up with Melde Rocher. LaFour dumps it into Markham territory. 24 seconds left to play here in the first period. Megan Bozek dumping it into Montreal zone, just wide of Emirates Mashmeyer. As the puck squirted loose, so Markham will be forced to get back on side. 8.2 seconds left to play here in the first period.
These two teams always play close games. It doesn't matter where they are in the standings, it doesn't matter what the situation is, they always play close games. Last year, all the games were decided by 1 goal. And then obviously in the playoffs, the 4th seeded Markham defeated Montreal in the first round, went on to win the Clarkson Cup.
As time will expire here on the first period, 0-0 is the score through 20 minutes of play. And if you want one of those beautiful pink jerseys, now is the time to bid on them. Because you know people in the building, Jared, are watching the live stream on their phone so they can hear our brilliant commentary while they're watching the game live.
There's a lot of people in the stands. Obviously, in the broadcast, you can see one side. The other side is just as full, if not more full. There's people behind the net. So a good crowd showing up for this Pink in the Rink game. A lot of Rocket fans staying over from that game as well. So always fun to see these big arenas being filled with women's hockey fans.
Absolutely. Now, when we come back a little bit later, Jared, I'm going to get you to explain the playoff seeding and how things stand right now, because we are approaching the end of the season. This is the last weekend play for the Canadiennes. It's getting a little bit complicated. We know that Montreal has clinched a playoff spot, but where exactly they'll fall, who they're going to play, where Markham will fall, all that sort of remains to be seen. We'll get to that just before the start of the second period. You're watching CWHL Live here. This is our annual Pink in the Rink game for Les Canadiennes. Make sure you head on over to their website if you're able to do so, lescanadiennes.com. Click on community and make a donation. All proceeds going to the Cedars Breast Clinic at the MUHC, a phenomenal organization, a phenomenal institution right here in Montreal. We'll be back with second period action. For Jared Book, I'm Robin Flynn. See you in a moment.
I'll get my advocates.
L'organisation est vraiment spéciale. Alors, de pouvoir revenir ici après une année olympique, c'est super excitant. Je suis vraiment excitée de revenir ici à Montréal et jouer pour les Canadiennes de Montréal. Pour moi, c'est ma deuxième famille, c'est ma famille de hockey.
Looking forward to the upcoming season of the Canadiennes is super exciting for me. You know, new team, new faces around the locker room, a lot of familiar ones as well.
I'm really excited to play my first full season with Les Canadiennes. I think the organization speaks for itself.
You know, you can tell when you walk in the rink when the Les Canadiennes are there, and it's an honor and definitely a privilege to be here in this jersey this season. De pouvoir être ici puis de le porter, c'est vraiment un honneur.
The squad that we're going to have this year, we've got some big shoes to fill, but I can't wait to lace them up and get out there and start moving.
Je suis super excitée pour être honnête. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Just super stoked to get the season underway and get some W's under our belt.
Than you think.
L'organisation est vraiment spéciale. Alors, de pouvoir venir ici après une année olympique, c'est super excitant. Je suis vraiment excitée de revenir ici à Montréal et jouer pour les Canadiennes de Montréal. Pour moi, c'est ma deuxième famille, c'est ma famille de hockey.
Looking forward to the upcoming season of the Canadiennes is super exciting for me. You know, new team, new faces around the locker room, a lot of familiar ones as well.
I'm really excited to play my first full season with Les Canadiennes. I think the organization speaks for itself.
You know, you can tell when you walk in the rink when the Les Canadiennes are there, and it's an honor and definitely a privilege to be here in this jersey this season.
De pouvoir être ici puis de le porter, c'est vraiment un honneur. The squad that we're going to have this year, we've got some big shoes to fill, but I can't wait to lace them up and get out there and start moving.
Je suis super excitée pour être honnête. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Just super stoked to get the season underway and get some W's under our belt. Than you think. Scotiabank.
L'organisation est vraiment spéciale. Alors, de pouvoir venir ici après une année olympique, c'est super excitant. Je suis vraiment excitée de revenir ici à Montréal et jouer pour les Canadiennes de Montréal. Pour moi, c'est ma deuxième famille, c'est ma famille de hockey.
Looking forward to the upcoming season of the Canadiennes is super exciting for me. You know, new team, new faces around the locker room, a lot of familiar ones as well.
I'm really excited to play my first full season with Les Canadiennes. I think the organization speaks for itself.
You know, you can tell when you walk in the rink when the Les Canadiennes are there, and it's an honor and definitely a privilege to be here in this jersey this season. De pouvoir être ici puis de le porter, c'est vraiment un honneur.
The squad that we're going to have this year, we've got some big shoes to fill, but I can't wait to lace them up and get out there and start moving. Je suis super excitée pour être honnête.
I'm excited. I'm really excited. Just super stoked to get the season underway and get some W's under our belt.
Than you think.
L'organisation est vraiment spéciale. Alors, de pouvoir venir ici après une année olympique, c'est super excitant. Je suis vraiment excitée de revenir ici à Montréal et jouer pour les Canadiennes de Montréal. Pour moi, c'est ma deuxième famille, c'est ma famille de hockey.
Looking forward to the upcoming season of the Canadiennes is super exciting for me. You know, new team, new faces around the locker room, a lot of familiar ones as well.
I'm really excited to play my first full season with Les Canadiennes. I think the organization speaks for itself.
You know, you can tell when you walk in the rink when the Les Canadiennes are there, and it's an honor and definitely a privilege to be here in this jersey this season.
De pouvoir être ici puis de le porter, c'est vraiment un honneur. The squad that we're going to have this year, we've got some big shoes to fill, but I can't wait to lace them up and get out there and start moving. Je suis super excitée pour être honnête.
I'm excited. I'm really excited. Just super stoked to get the season underway and get some W's under our belt.
Scotiabank.
Welcome back inside Place Belle in Laval, just north of Montreal. You wouldn't even know you left the island of Montreal if you took the metro like I did, because you would go inside the metro in Montreal and all of a sudden you're in Laval.
Yeah. What water?
Yeah, we just went under it. Now, as promised, Jared Book, I'm Robin Flynn, by the way. Can you explain to us the playoff situation? So I'm looking at the standings. I see Calgary has clinched first place. Montreal has clinched a playoff position in second place. These are their last two games this weekend against the Markham Thunder. Now, it's really interesting for Markham. They're currently in third place, tied with Kunlun, Vanki, Red Star, KRS, whatever you want to call them, the team in China. They both have 28 points right now. The thing is, the Rays are done for the season. They've played their 28 games. Now, what are we watching right now, mainly between Toronto and Markham?
Yeah, the main thing to watch right now is Toronto has 3 games left. If they win all 3 of those games, guess what? They have 28 points, the same number of Shenzhen and potentially Markham if Markham doesn't get anything from this series. So what you're looking at is Toronto has to win their 3 games. They have to. If they don't do that, they're out. They're winning right now 2-0 against Worcester. They have another game tomorrow against Worcester, and then they play Markham on Tuesday. That game could end up being everything for those 2 teams, because Toronto will have to win. Markham, depending on what happens this weekend, might have to win, because if there is a 3-way tie at 28 points, Toronto's in, Shenzhen is in, Markham, the defending champions, are out.
Now, Markham needs basically 1 point to secure their spot.
Yeah, exactly.
So if they can push one of these 2 games against Montreal beyond regulation time, they've secured their position.
Yeah, or win, obviously. But yeah, if they get anything, they're in, and then it comes down to Toronto and Shenzhen for the final spot. So it's going to be interesting. There are more complicated scenarios depending on shootout wins, if Toronto goes to a shootout in any of these games, but let's cross that bridge when we have to.
As the puck is dropped back on the second period here, 0-0 after 20 minutes of play between Les Canadiennes de Montréal and the Markham Thunder. Montreal back in their bleu, blanc, rouge, as those pink jerseys you saw in the first period will be auctioned off for charity. This is our Pink in the Rink game, annual breast cancer fundraiser. Markham in their own end. Victoria Bach coming away with it. Accidentally hands it off to Marie-Philippe Poulin. Poulin to Saunier, rockets it in on Howe, who makes the glove save. Now, Marie-Philippe Poulin, not the person you want to turn the puck over to, Jared.
No, she's so good at everything. She could back check, she could create scoring chances, she could do everything so well. She's such a versatile player, and she plays in all ends of the ice. So if you turn the puck over, she can create turnovers on her own, and then she could also do damage when she gets the puck.
Daou losing the puck to Bozek on the far side. Puck bobbles along the boards. Clement Hadra at the half wall. Back at her own blue line to the high slot for Daou, just out of the reach of her stick. Megan Bozek may have tipped that one away in front for Clement Hadra. Pass received from Melody Daou, but Erica Howe gets down to make the save.
What I've noticed so far from Montreal, what they're trying to do is they're trying to find the weak spot in the Thunder defensive zone. We saw it with Daou in the first period. We saw it there with Clement Hadra, just trying to find the empty spot. And the passes are so good on Montreal that they could probably get you the puck more often than not.
King and Hillary Knight getting in a little shove match there. Catherine Daou passes to Melody Daou. Clement Hadra on the far side, back to the blue line for Rougeau. Rougeau dumps the puck behind Howe. Melody Daou circles, drops it back to Rougeau. Rougeau at the top of the circle, fires it just behind Howe. Rougeau for Daou. Daou from the top of the circle, batted away by the stick of Howe. Markham clearing the zone now. Brown losing the puck to Sarah Lafour. Lafour firing it just wide, out of the reach of Erica Howe. Looked like she wanted to glove that one and get a stoppage of play. Willard at the blue line through traffic. Lafour can't get her stick on it though. Markham now skates the puck out of their own end. Montreal scoops it up. Kim Deschênes at the Markham blue line. Goes for a skate in front, loses it in the crease. Kim Deschênes again on the doorstep. Laura Fortino through center ice into Montreal territory. Fortino on the near side. Pass broken up by Willard. Marie-Philippe Poulin leads the charge out of her own end and into the Thunder territory. Jenna McParlin steals the puck away, sends it up for Jess Jones. Jess Jones now back in as Markham leads the rush. And Sophie Bette carries it through neutral ice and gets just a little bit ahead of the play. Offside the call with 17:20 left to play here in the second period.
You know, you mentioned the chess match between the two teams. It gets really hard in the second period because you have that long change. It makes it really hard when you get hemmed into your own zone. And Montreal, because they're in the offensive zone, could just jump on and off in the offensive zone, keep the pressure on, keep the forecheck on. That's what you saw right there. And it took Laura Fortino rushing the puck up the ice to get it away.
Bach up to Stacy. Rockets in front on Maschmeyer, who makes the save, but with the rebound. 1-0 is the score for Markham.
That line from Markham is just as dangerous as any line in the CWHL. You know, you have Laura Stacy rushing the puck up the ice, taking the shot. Maschmeyer and gets the save. Ambrose is tied up, and it leaves Victoria Bach wide open. She's having a tremendous rookie season. She is most likely going to be the Rookie of the Year in CWHL. She's top 5 in scoring. She's been so good for the Markham Thunder, and you see why right there.
That was her 19th goal of the season. 19th goal of the season. It's more goals than Anne-Sophie Bette has on the season.
Yeah, I think that she might be approaching a rookie record. I don't know many rookies have hit the 20-goal mark in a season.
Now 1-0 is the score in favor of the Thunder. Stacy in front for Bach again, but Maschmeyer keeps this one out. Hillary Knight carries the puck into the Markham zone. Totally dekes out Megan Bozek. Can't get the shot off, though. Catherine Daou at the blue line, rockets it in on Howe right in the logo, and she makes the save. 16:37 left to play in the second period. 1-0 in favor of the Markham Thunder.
Megan Bozek hasn't seen Hillary Knight come from that angle very often. Usually she's on the other side of the blue line when Hillary Knight's rushing the puck up the ice, so she got a little taste of the other side on that one.
And Lafour winning the draw, just left of Erica Howe. Emard keeps the puck in, turns it over to the Thunder. Kristen Richards losing it at the Fabs blue line. Brown comes in to help out, but Lafour is the one that comes away with it. Lafour, cross-ice pass for Kim Deschênes, just out of her reach. Fortino now circles in her own zone. Fortino for Matucci, dumps the puck up and out on the far side. Puck just out of the reach of Fortino as Anne-Sophie Bette went for it. 15:59 left to play here in the second period. A reminder, this is the Pink in the Rink game. Head on over to eBay if you want to bid on some awesome apparel and autographed pictures and sports memorabilia and things like that. And if you want to help out a great cause at the same time, look for Les Canadiennes Breast Cancer. That's the name of their handle on eBay. Jill Saunier in the far side, playing the puck along the boards. And Sophie Bette in the corner. Puck squirts loose. Marie-Philippe Poulin at the half wall. Dumping it back below the goal line for Bette. Bette in front for Marie-Philippe Poulin. Erica Howe drops down to cover it up and keep this a 1-0 hockey game.
it's going to be really interesting to see how Montreal comes out. They know that this game means so much. They know if they lose this game, they're going to have to play the Markham Thunder again in the first round of the playoffs. So what they have to do is they want to send a message to Markham or whatever team they end up playing, and you know they're going to want to come out strong. You heard Magnitude playing between periods. They want to play for all the people they met, the breast cancer survivors, and so it's going to be interesting to see how they respond from that first goal from Victoria Bach.
Megan Bozek, stretch pass, broken up by Poulin. She sends it off to Saunier. Saunier drops it back for Rougeau. Shot blocked in front, back for Rougeau. To Daou, Catherine Daou's shot. Stopped in front by Kristen Barbara. And as the puck gets knocked out of play, just over the Markham bench.
You see Montreal, a little bit of wind left out of their sails. They're not getting as much offensive pressure as they did before that Markham goal. And, that, you know, Markham is also very structured defensively. So when they get that lead, they want you to come at them. They're more aggressive defensively than they would be when they're trying to create offense.
Mel Desrochers behind her own net, playing the puck along the board. Stacy scoops it up, plays it to her defender. Hillary Knight in the near corner now. Hands it off to Clement Haydra. Clement Haydra to Ambrose, up ice for Melody Daou. Melody Daou carrying the puck into Markham zone. On the far side is Knight. Knight passes back for Desrochers. Desrochers from the blue line through traffic. Hillary Knight trying to jab at it, get it past Howe. Puck squirts loose, and Markham will carry the puck out of their own end. Offside, the call there.
You have the feeling it's going to take a dirty goal to beat Erica Howe tonight because she's on her game. She's always really good, especially last year in the playoffs in the Clarkson Cup. She really led Markham to victory and one of the main parts of that team. She has been for years. But when she's on her game, she's able to really make the team in front of her a lot better.
Now, Mel Desrochers was just sent to the penalty box. We'll see what the call was for.
Interference.
So it's the first power play opportunity this evening for the Markham Thunder, who have a 1-0 lead with just under 14 minutes left to play here in the second period. Markham dumping the puck into Montreal zone. Loriana Rougeau behind her own net, up for Sarah Lafleur. Lafleur dumping it, much to the delight of the crowd here at Place Belle in Laval. Fortino behind her own net, scoops it up, hands it off to Bozek. Bozek watched closely by Marie-Philippe Poulin. Saunier in her own end on the near side. Passes it up for Poulin, just out of her reach. Bozek now back in her own end. Stacy tangled up with Poulin. Huge collision between Saunier and Stacy. Saunier giving her a little love tap afterwards. Sorry about that. Rattray at the top of the circle, losing it to Jill Saunier. Short-handed rush for Jill Saunier as Erin Ambrose comes in to help out. She drops it back for Ambrose, in front for Marie-Philippe Poulin. Shot blocked by Laura Fortino in front.
What a smart play by Erin Ambrose there to back pass to Marie-Philippe Poulin. It looked like the play was over, but Ambrose found Poulin for a great chance and a great play by Laura Fortino. This is why they are at the top level of their sport. This is why they're on Team Canada. This is why they're on Team USA. This is why you should watch the CWHL, because this is where they are in between all those tournaments.
Yeah, and it's not a bad idea to drop a pass back when you know Marie-Philippe Poulin is coming up behind you for, Erin Ambrose, knowing she's going to be in the right spot at the right time.
Yeah, just a smart play. Like I said, it looked like a broken, it looked like the play was dead. After Saunier at the end of a shift couldn't really get the advantage she would have wanted. But Ambrose kept the play alive with a great pass.
Barbara behind her own net. With 12 seconds left in the penalty to Mel Desrochers, Becca King. One last rush on the power play for Markham. Pass broken up by Clement Hadra. Clement Hadra for Knight at the far circle. Knight circles as DeRoche steps back out onto the ice, tips it into the Thunder zone. Taylor Woods passing it up ice. Kristen Richards with it now. Skates it into the Fabs territory. Richards pass. Broken up there by Catherine Daou. In front, Jenna McParland with a bit of a Bobby Orr move there, diving through the air. Difference is she didn't get it past Mashmeyer. Melody Daou for Knight. In the near corner, Hillary Knight circles behind Howe. Plays the puck along the boards. Scooped up by Laura Fortino. Fortino carrying the puck into Montreal territory with speed. Fires it in on Mashmeyer. Jess Jones trying to knock in a rebound. But Emryn Mashmeyer keeps the puck out. On the far side is Jones, playing it along the boards. Getting tangled up with Marie-Philippe Poulin, who knocks the puck loose. Poulin crashing into the back of her own net. Mashmeyer looked like a token in a game of mousetrap.
If you were in a different arena, that would have been a whistle, because that would have definitely come off.
Yeah, we are not at Etienne Desmarteaux anymore, Toto.
It looks like a penalty coming up to Markham. Montreal is going to get a power play, as we see.
That would be Gina Rapace.
Going off for tripping.
And we'll see Montreal's power play go to work here this afternoon. And a reminder to follow the CWHL on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Best way to connect with the players and other fans just like you of the CWHL, the greatest women's hockey league in the world. Daou to the blue line for Ambrose. Back to the top of the circle for Knight. Knight to Ambrose, high slot. Fired, gets it just wide of Howe. Ambrose with some quick feet keeps the puck in. Daou to the top of the circle for Knight, just out of her reach. Switches spots with Daou. Daou at the circle to the blue line for Ambrose. Can't get the puck through traffic. Markham playing the puck along the boards. As Marie-Philippe Poulin comes in to help out, trying to set up Daou in front. But she was watched very carefully by Matucci. As we'll get some fresh bodies out on the ice as the puck is dumped into Montreal's zone with 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the penalty to Gina Rapace. Lefort on the far side with speed into Markham territory. Puck in front for Howe. And dumped out again by Markham. Mashmeyer coming out to play the puck. Settles it for Rougeau. Rougeau sends it up to Lefort. Lefort in the far corner, plays it along the boards for Clement Hadra. Clement Hadra back up to the blue line for Rougeau. Rougeau, Clement Hadra with the one-timer just wide of Howe. Sarah Lefort in the far corner. Stick getting tangled up, but she manages to play it along the boards. Clement Hadra. And Laura Fortino getting jammed up. Laura Stacey on the ice now, dumping the puck back into Montreal zone. 10 seconds left in the penalty to Gina Rapace. Rougeau. Up ice for Deschênes. Deschênes carrying it into Thunder territory, ripping it in on Howe, who makes the save.
You see what makes the Markham Thunder so successful. They're so structured. On the penalty kill especially, there's so much that you see with the penalty kill. They collapse into the net. They really make it difficult to get anything onto their goaltender and create any chances.
Now with 8:54 here left to play in the second period, a 1-0 hockey game, Jared. What are you expecting to see as we've crossed that midpoint of the game? Montreal down by a goal. What do they have to do to get back in this at this point? They've wasted an opportunity here on the power play.
They have to use their speed. Markham plays so well defensively. You see they kind of, as soon as they've gotten that lead, they can play so much differently. And Montreal's speed is kind of negated by that. So when they have the opportunity to create speed, to get rushes, That's what they have to do. Get pucks on net, get traffic in front. That's what I want to see from Montreal. They also want to get this crowd back in the game. You have a big crowd, you're in a big arena, you want to get them going and get them on your side as opposed to just sitting on their hands.
Now it seems like anything that's been going down low on Erica Howe, she's been able to stop it when they get it right in the logos. Obviously she can play that puck well. Maybe the book on Erica Howe is to go high, which is maybe why we're seeing so many shots get knocked up high and over the shoulder of Erica Howe.
She gives you so little when she's in position that you have to try and hit the corners. That's the only way you're going to score on her. So you just have to try and get pucks on net, try and get a rebound, a loose puck, because even when the puck is on net, you're going to see the Thunder defenders collapse towards her and they block shots like Fortino did earlier.
Face off to the right of Erica Howe. Marie-Philippe Poulin wins the draw back for Ambrose at the blue line. Ambrose through high slot positioning. Can't get the puck through traffic. Poulin in the near corner. Sets up Anne-Sophie Bette at the high slot. Laura Stacey tips it away in front. Puck knocked away, otherwise Marie-Philippe Poulin would have been happy to knock that one past Erica Howe. Markham now clearing the zone. We are back at even strength, by the way. Laura Stacey and Lauriane Rougeau in the far corner to the left of Emryn Smashmeyer. Poulin getting her stick tangled up with Victoria Bach. Goal scorer for Markham. Rougeau in the near corner for Bette. Bette with speed through neutral ice. Bette over Markham's blue line. Passes to Clement Hadra, who plays it along the boards. Melody Daou waits in the high slot for a pass from Clement Hadra that doesn't come. Montreal unable to keep the puck in at the blue line. Victoria Bach again now. Well played by Catherine Daou. Doesn't let her get the shot off.
What a play by Catherine Daou.
And it looks like Bach may have injured herself as she sort of hobbles off to the bench to get checked out. Might just be a stinger. Knight at her own blue line for Daou. Daou and LaFleur pressing.
It's going to be another power play for Montreal. And Markham has to stay out of the box. We mentioned that their penalty kill is good, but I don't think they want to take chances like that. And the hands getting a little bit too high. Kristen Barbara's hands got a little too high in the face of Sarah LaFleur. And Montreal is going back to the power play.
7:10 left to play here in the second period as Kristen Barbara heads to the penalty box. Face-off coming just to the left of Erica Howe. As Montreal throws out their power play unit. Marie-Philippe Poulin lining up against Kristen Richards. Poulin wins the draw. Ambrose back at the blue line for Poulin. Poulin, high slot, one-timer for Knight. Blocked by Kelly Gribbins, who goes off ice. And Sophie Bette dumping the puck back behind Howe. Coming out to play it now was Matucci. Montreal pressing, trying to maintain control in the offensive zone. Emryn Smashmeyer comes out to play it for Melody Daou. Daou for Poulin. Poulin looks back, sends it to the blue line for Ambrose. Erin Ambrose takes her time, finds her woman. And Sophie Bette for Poulin. Poulin in front, gets it past Erica Howe. Marie-Philippe Poulin. Her 24th goal of the season. It's 1-1.
That's what Montreal needs. You need traffic in front. That's what Anne-Sophie Bette does. Or was it Melody Daou? I think it was Melody Daou, actually. And I'm not sure if she got a touch on it. She was the first one in the line, I think, the handshake line, but you see Poulin getting the shot. It was tipped by Daou, and that's what I said. You want to get traffic in front. If Erica Howe sees it, she's going to stop it more often than not. That's exactly what Montreal needed, and this crowd is right back into it if they weren't too scared off by that horn.
So that would be Melody Daou's 11th goal on the season. Sorry, Marie-Philippe Poulin, you're stuck at 23 for now.
I think she's still guaranteed the most goals in the league this season, depending on, unless something crazy happens elsewhere. I think Victoria Bach has to get about 7 more goals to pass Poulin at this point. So, or 4, I guess, now because she's 19.
Stranger things have happened. Jamie Lee Rattray losing the puck to Catherine Daou, who's having a hell of a period here. A couple of really strong shifts. Markham.
But both number 12s for both teams are rookies that have a lot of success this year. Catherine Daou is not going to have the points that Victoria Bach does, but she's very important.
Jill Saunier losing the puck. Picked up. Ooh, Jess Jones in front. Her shot stopped by Emrance Mashmeyer. And we're going to get a call here. Tripping.
Yeah, and it looks like the Markham player, Nicole Costa's laboring a little bit as well.
So Marie-Joëlle Allard, rookie on the back end for Montreal, heads off to the box. A tripping call. 1-1 is the score with 5:16 left to play. And Markham will get another power play opportunity. Face off to the right of Emrance Mashmeyer. Montreal winning the draw. Jess Jones comes away with the puck though, plays it along the boards for Fortino. Fortino back down low for Jones. Had some sort of issue with her glove there. And she'll skate off.
It's interesting to see how both teams playing the penalty kill. You saw Kelly Gribbons early on the penalty kill for Markham. Tracy Ann Levine, I think it might have been her first shift of the game, taking the face-off in the defensive zone on that penalty kill.
And puck gets knocked up into the netting there. Just keeping an eye on Jess Jones on the bench. She whipped off her glove awfully quick, so I think maybe she got a puck to the hand. That hurts.
At least Victoria Bach is back after getting beaten slow, getting off the ice. She's taking the face-off right now for the Thunder.
Sarah LaFour wins the draw, back for Rougeau in her own end. Puck squirts loose. Megan Bozek will come to play it at center ice. 1 minute and 14 seconds left in the penalty to Allard. Laura Stacey retreats in her own zone, carries the puck past the blue line through neutral ice. Laura Stacey on the far side plays it along the boards. Lauriane Rougeau will jam up with her. Stacey for Bozek at the Montreal blue line. Bozek dumps it back behind the goal line for Rattray. Rattray in the far corner, trips and falls. Montreal clears the zone. 43 seconds left in the penalty to Allard. Erica Howe leaves the puck for Megan Bozek.
I think they're calling too many players on the ice, yeah. They're saying that Markham's player got off the ice too slowly in the offensive zone, and we're going to have some 4-on-4 hockey.
For 37 seconds, we'll play 4-on-4 man. Too many men, and it's not a penalty that you want to be taken when you're on the power play.
Especially when you have control of the puck behind your net. There's really no excuse for that, but I think somebody just jumped on too quickly. The person who was in the offensive zone didn't get off the ice fast enough, and they had 6 on the ice for a part of the play, and the referee wasn't having any of that.
So Anne-Sophie Bette, Melody Daou, and Marie-Philippe Poulin out with Erin Ambrose. Ambrose on the blue line. Watched closely by Jess Jones, whose hand seems fine.
It's unfortunately conduct for Rattray. So maybe she said something to the referee as she was going off the ice. Because it was definitely as she was going onto the bench. But yeah, unfortunately conduct for Rattray, not a late change. I think that's even more undisciplined than too many players on the ice.
Ooh, Marie-Philippe Poulin with a dipsy doodle in front of Erica Howe, falling to the ice, still gets the shot off though. Jess Jones trying to carry the puck out of Montreal's zone, loses it at the benches.
Interesting that Karen Ouellette went with 3 forwards and 1 defender on 4-on-4 hockey. Obviously they had the offensive zone face-off, but not often something you see in a tie hockey game.
Aaron Ambrose at center ice. Over the blue line, drops it back for Lafleur. Montreal on the power play now with a tray in the box. Puck in front. Montreal jabbing at it. Can't get it past Howe. Aaron Ambrose now for Hilary Knight. Fires it in on Howe. Loose puck in front. Howe will cover it up. As a pile of bodies falling in front of her, she keeps it out.
In front of Erica Howe, that's the other kind of unsportsmanlike conduct you get in women's hockey. But that's what Montreal has to do on the power play. Erin Ambrose is one of the best passers in women's hockey. So when she has the lane, she can find opportunities for you and create opportunities. You saw it with Team Canada at the rivalry series, getting her chance to be back in the national program on the national team. And you know, Erica Howe, like you mentioned, you need to get traffic in front. That's why there's going to be scrums in front of her, just like Markham's going to do to Emmer Smashmeyer on the other side. You create rebounds, you create traffic. That's how you score on these world-class goaltenders.
Face-off won by Sarah Lafleur. Back for Knight. Knight to Rougeau. To Clemahedra. Rougeau to Knight at the top of the circle. Knight winds up, fires it just wide of Howe. Rougeau along the boards, losing it to Fortino. Fortino playing it for Bozek. Bozek clears the zone, up ice for Kristen Richards. Richards for Stacy now. Stacy shorthanded, ripping it on Mashmeyer, who makes the save. Clemahedra on the far side, goes for a skate behind Howe. Drops it back for Lafleur. Sarah Lafleur for Knight. Back up to Aaron Ambrose. In the corner on the near side. Coming away with the puck is Kim Deschênes. Losing it again to Laura Fortino.
Losing her stick as well.
And Emmerich Mashmeyer will make the decision to cover up. Gets her hand up so she avoids the butt of Hilary Knight.
I think she was expecting a Markham player to be a little bit closer to her after the whistle. I think, like we mentioned on Erica Howe on the other end of the rink, I think the goalies are just expecting a little bit of traffic and maybe a little bit of retribution for the players who were going to Howe after the whistle on the Montreal power play. Maybe she was expecting a little bit of retribution on the other side.
Well, we're pretty much in playoff season already, as this is the final weekend in the regular season. Willard on the far side, getting tangled up.
Offside at the line. And you know, we mentioned that Markham, when they have a lead, plays back and structured. They kind of get a little bit out of that when they don't have a lead to kind of play back on. And it does open up things for Montreal's speed a little bit, but Montreal's defense also changes a little bit when they're not trailing also, because we see them go offside very often. We see a lot of times in the games that we do together that the blue line is a no-entry zone for a lot of times.
Corella Mard on the far side, pushing. Gina Rapace dumping it into Montreal zone, gets a shot on Mashmeyer. As we've entered the final minute of play here in the second period, 53.6 seconds left to play.
A close game between Montreal and Markham. We could set our watches to it.
And also a special game. Just because the players aren't wearing those pink jerseys anymore doesn't mean that the pink in the rink has subsided. Head on over to lescanadiennes.com if you'd like to make a donation. And all the money raised will go to the Cedars Breast Clinic at the MUHC. Last year, the Pink in the Rink game raised over $20,000. We're hoping to beat that total through the 8 previous years. This is our 9th edition of Pink in the Rink. They've raised over $100,000, and that's due to your generosity. So thank you to everything that you have contributed to this phenomenal cause, and we hope that you'll continue to do so. Rougeau with the puck now, playing it for Aaron Ambrose. Ambrose dumping it into Markham zone. And Sophie Bitte will scoop it up in the near corner, plays it along the boards for Poulin. Poulin back to Anne-Sophie Bitte, in front for Jill Saunier. Top corner, she beats Erica Howe. Montreal pulls ahead 2-1.
That horn. A great play there by Le Canadiennes. We mentioned off the top the chemistry this line's developed. A pass behind the net finding Saulnier in front of the net. That's what this play does well. It's a triangle kind of offense. You see Poulin getting the puck, passing it to Bette, who passes it to Jill Saulnier, and again, finding when the backs are turned towards the other players, that's where Montreal's finding these zones, and they're able to make those passes. As we see a replay from not that goal because they're wearing the pink jerseys, but no, you see that's what happens with this Montreal team, is that they create great opportunities finding holes from zones.
And that's Jill Saulnier's 11th of the season. She didn't want to fall behind Daou, I guess.
Well, I mean, they both had, I think, equal time on that line, so it's going to be interesting to see by the end of the season who ends up with more points on that line between the two of them.
So 2-1 is the score through 40 minutes of play. Victoria Bach opened up the scoring early in the second to make it a 1-0 hockey game. And then Melody Daou tied it up 1-1 with assists from Marie-Philippe Poulin and Anne-Sophie Bette. And with under a minute to play here in the second period, Jill Saulnier, a tic-tac-toe play from Marie-Philippe Poulin and Anne-Sophie Bette yet again to make it 2-1. Third period action is coming up momentarily. You're watching CWHL Live. My name is Robin Flood, alongside Jared Book. Coming up, Jared and I are going to chat a little bit about who we think is in the running for a few of the big awards at the end of the season. This is the final regular season weekend, of course, so that's coming up a little bit later on before the start of the third period. We hope you'll stay with us.
you think. Scotiabank. Think. Scotiabank.
Matthews. Oh, and he had a great chance. Another shot. Center in front. They score! They score! Austin Matthews opens the scoring. Welcome to the NHL.
You're richer than you think. Scotiabank. Scotiabank. think. Scotiabank.
Action coming up here on CWHL Live. My name is Robin Flynn alongside Jared Book. 2-1 is the score through 40 minutes of play, but we want to talk a little bit about what's going to happen after the season. Now, as we look ahead towards Clarkson Cup weekend, we always have the awards ceremony, Jared, so there's a couple categories of particular interest, I think. Let's start on the back end for Defender of the Year. Now, I have my picks for the nominees. I'm curious to hear who yours are.
I think this is Erin Ambrose's award. She leads all defenders in scoring. She's been great. She's been at another level. Obviously, when you look at Defender of the Year, you have to look at Laura Fortino. She's always going to be a nominee for this. And another player is Casey Bellamy. Her first year back in the CWHL, I think she has a chance to be a nominee as well. But I think this is Erin Ambrose's award to lose.
Yeah, I have Erin Ambrose winning that one. I have my two other nominees as Casey Bellamy and Bridget Lecoit, who I think had a really strong year as well. Rookie of the Year, we were talking about a young lady on the ice this evening, Victoria Bach. I kind of think that she's going to run away with this one, but who else do you think should be nominated?
Well, I mean, if you look at the draft class this year, Sarah Nurse is obviously one that's going to be there. And depending on how they look at the rookie status, I mean, Alex Rigsby is technically a rookie, and she's having a great year in Calgary's net. Rebecca Leslie as well for Calgary. You look at Montreal, Melody Daou's a rookie, so it really, she could be nominated as well. So it's great players. Again, Victoria Bach's award to lose in this one.
Now, the goalie category is the one that I think might be a bit controversial between the two of us, because I'm going to make an unconventional pick here. I really think that Emrance Mashmeyer is probably the winner this year for the goalie of the year. You mentioned Alex Rigsby, but I think that Belanger in Calgary is really not getting as much credit as she should. She's had such a phenomenal year.
Yeah, she's played a lot of good games against Toronto, Worcester, when she needs to. She beat Kunlun, Shenzhen earlier today, this morning. I think this is Emrance Mashmeyer's award to lose. She should have won it 2 years ago. She wasn't even nominated. She was nominated last year. Nua Ratu had a great year last year. And this year, I think, is really her award to win. But Rigsby, Belanger, Erica Howe is also very good as well.
And the puck is dropped on third period action here at Place Belle in Laval. 2-1 the score in favor of Montreal through 40 minutes of play as Marie-Philippe Poulin plays it up ice for Anne-Sophie Bette. Bette at the blue line for Saunier. Saunier circles at the circle. Gets tripped up. And the puck bobbles loose. Erin Ambrose back to play it in her own end, followed closely by Rattray. Sends it up to Bette. She loses her footing. Some fancy stick work there by Markham. Saunier hands it off to Clement Hadra. Erica Howe hugging her post tightly. Laura Stacey coming away with it through neutral ice. Stacey dumps it into Montreal zone as the Thunder will go for a line change. Catherine Daou up ice for Clement Hadra. Clement Hadra over the blue line for Hillary Knight. Pass blocked in front by Kristen Barbara. Markham dumping the puck behind Mashmeyer, who comes out to play it along the boards. Clement Hadra jammed up with Jess Jones behind the net. Up for Melody Daou at the top of the circle in her own end. Rougeau on the far side. Up for Daou. Daou over the blue line, just high over Erica Howe. Knight in front, hits the blocker of Erica Howe. Gina Rapace on the far side. Loses the puck. Brown comes in to help out. Becca King does too. And Laura Fortino carries the puck. Her shot just wide of Emrance Mashmeyer. As Taylor Willard falls in front of her, she jumps back up on her feet. Kim Deschênes in Markham territory, fires it off the boards. Willard keeps it in at the blue line, dumps it behind Howe. Deschênes chases it along the boards. Kirella Mard comes in to help out. Becca King knocks it into the offensive zone as she falls over the blue line. Jamie Lee Rattray in front of the Montreal bench. Gets the puck away from Marie-Philippe Poulin. Marie-Joelle Allard in the far corner. Up for Deschênes. Deschênes dumping it into Markham zone as Montreal goes for a line change. In the near corner, Mel Desrochers for Poulin. Poulin loses it to Bach. Victoria Bach. Her pass knocked away by Erin Ambrose, up for Bette. And Sophie Bette in front for Jill Saunier. She had her stick on the ice, but the puck just didn't connect. Mel Desrochers behind her own net, dumps it up and out of the zone. Markham pushing, trying to even up the game here. Jess Jones in the far corner, goes for a skate along the boards. Erin Ambrose challenges Laura Fortino. Clement Hedra with it now, carrying the puck out of her own end with speed. Clement Hedra 3-on-2 for Melody Daou. Nifty pass for Hillary Knight. Lorianne Rougeau rockets one from the point, just wide of Howe. Clement Hedra back for Catherine Daou with the one-timer. Can't get it through traffic, blocked in front. Melody Daou tangled up with Matucci. Lorianne Rougeau at the blue line for Daou. Catherine Daou plays it along the boards. And the defenders will go for a change. Matucci dumps it out of her own end and into Montreal's zone. Maschmeyer out to play it for Allard. Allard goes for a skate in her own end, avoiding Christina Brown. Nicole Brown, I should say. 15 minutes on the nose left to play here in the third period. 2-1 the score in favor of Montreal.
How's your voice, Robin? 5 minutes without a whistle. but that suits Montreal just fine in this game. But what we're going to see in these last 15 minutes really of this third period is Markham's going to make a statement one way or another. They're the team that has to win. They're the team that wants to send a message to Montreal, whether it's in this game or for tomorrow's game as well.
Now Toronto and Shenzhen are just hoping this one ends in regulation.
Absolutely.
As Markham dumps the puck into Montreal zone, Maschmeyer out to play it, plays it into the corner. Jill Saunier knocks it up for Poulin. And Sophie Bette will come away with it in her own end. 2-on-1, and Sophie Bette has Jill Saunier. She shoots just high and wide. Bach carries it into Montreal zone. Victoria Puck, whatever you want to call her, she's good with it. Erin Ambrose in the near corner, jammed up with Jamie Lee Rattray, who uncharacteristically took an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty earlier in the game. Jill Saunier loses the puck to Fortino. Laura Stacey with it now, trying to keep it into Montreal's zone. Unable to do so, she'll have to retreat back into her own end. Megan Bozek dumping it into Montreal's zone, just out of the reach of Jess Jones. Ambrose will dump it out, and that'll be icing as Fortino touches up. 13:38 left to play in the third period.
And you mentioned Toronto. They beat Worcester 5-1 today. in Toronto. So what that means is now they have to win tomorrow, and then it could come down to Tuesday. The Markham Thunder play the Toronto Furies, and it's a win and get in game for Toronto in that one. Obviously, Markham hopes that it's not a win and you're in for them. They hope to get something out of this weekend against Montreal, but one less game is a mystery now as Toronto beating Worcester in the first game of their series. They play again tomorrow as well.
I love win and you're in. I mean, I'm sure Markham and Toronto don't want it to come down to the last game of the season.
Well, Toronto does, because that's the only way they get in. So
right.
Toronto hopes that it comes down to that game. But yeah, Markham really doesn't want that situation.
It's like a wild card scenario at that point.
If they lose both these games this weekend in regulation, and Toronto, if they lose that game, it's not only Toronto gets in, it's Markham gets out, because Shenzhen would have the tiebreaker over Markham in that scenario. It's very complicated. I'm not even sure if that's 100% true, but I'm pretty sure. The first tiebreaker is regulation overtime wins. In case you're wondering at home, you can take out your calculator.
If anyone is right on this, it's you, Jared. Whatever you say, I'm like, yes, Jared's right.
So much power.
Catherine Daou in her own end. Carries the puck behind Mashmeyer. Pauses behind her own net. Lets her team reset. Passes it up for Lafleur. Lafleur, pass just out of the reach of Corella Mard.
Like I said before, this suits Montreal just fine. They'll take the icing. They don't really mind. There's now 12:40 left in this hockey game. It's going to come down to hopefully that you don't get a bad bounce or things like that. But that's what these games come down to. There's a reason why the playoff scenarios are coming down to the final weekend of the season. It's because these teams are so close, and any team can win on any given day, and that's what's great about the CWHL.
And it's ultimately really good for the CWHL to have all these teams so packed tightly in the standings. No runaways, really. Erin Ambrose for Jill Saunier in Markham's zone. Saunier trying to pass it up to Poulin, broken up by Matucci. Erin Ambrose back in her own end. And then this time it's Markham that ices the puck. And the faceoff will come back down to the other side.
And the only reason that we know Montreal and Calgary is figured out is because China's 13 hours ahead. That game is basically coming down to today, basically. So, it's great for the parity of this league to show that any team can win. And what's amazing about this coming down to the final weekend is that Montreal and Calgary, they know they're hosting the playoffs. They have no idea who they're playing in those playoff games. There's not one team that's locked in other than Montreal and Calgary.
Jill Saunier at the top of the circle, drops it back for Bate, down in front for Jill Saunier. Didn't realize the puck was right behind her. Mel Desrochers holds it in at the blue line, down low at the top of the circle for Poulin. Back to Mel Desrochers at the blue line for the one-timer. Is in Sophie Bate, set up shop there in front of Erica Howe.
They're saying that left the zone. I don't think that left the zone. I thought she kept it in there, but you notice Montreal using the boards a lot. We mentioned that this is their home practice rink, and I wonder if that's maybe something that they're using to their advantage.
Hillary Knight rockets it in on Howe. She drops down to make the save. Melody Daou with it now for Rougeau. Rougeau at the top of the circle in the slot for Hillary Knight. She sets up Katia Clement-Hadra. Puck kept out by Howe. Clement-Hadra with the screen in front of Howe. Markham can't clear the zone. Hillary Knight hangs onto the puck. Lorianne Rougeau will pinch in. Send it behind Howe, played along the boards, where Melody Daou comes in. Clement-Hadra setting up Hillary Knight. In front, Markham finally managing to get the puck out. And everyone will go for a change.
We mentioned Anne-Sophie Bate at the rivalry series fitting in on Canada's top line. Katia Clement-Hadra is playing with Hillary Knight and Melody Daou. She's fitting right in there as well.
It was just a few seasons ago that Clement-Hadra was a Rookie of the Year nominee herself. Tracy Ann Levine sends the puck in front for Lafleur. Or sorry, that's Carol Lamard. 76-78. Sarah Lafleur in the near corner. getting tangled up there with Jessica Jones. Allard keeping it in, plays the puck behind the boards. Kristen Barbara on the far side, Montreal hanging on to it. 9:52 left to play here in the third period. Jill Saunier at the top of the circle. Pass for Willard. Taylor Willard rips it just wide of Erica Howe. Markham finally manages to clear the zone. Jess Jones losing the puck to Allard. And Sophie Bete back out on the ice at the top of the circle. Bete setting up Saunier in front. Puck just bobbling on her stick. Couldn't get a clean shot off. And Barbara tipping it at center ice. Costa for McParland. Jenna McParland. Stretch pass for Brown. At the blue line. Hard shot there by Jones. Markham really throwing everything they got here. At Emrance Mashmeyer. Laura Fortino manages to get it through traffic. Takes an odd bounce and stays out. And Sophie Bete carries the puck out. And Markham is forced to reset. Fortino in neutral territory, carries the puck in a Montreal zone, dumps it, playing it along the boards. Markham going for a change. Rougeau up for Melody Daou. Daou passes tonight, and the puck gets knocked out of the zone.
Offside there. You know, there's a clip, and I think you see it. If you haven't seen it, I think it's in our broadcast in the highlight packages of Markham just blocking 3 Markham Philippe shots at the end of the game against Montreal, and they both are all at the end of the game. They're all just lying at the end of the on the ice at the end of the game. That's what Montreal's doing right here in this one. Is that they're just blocking shots. I think a shot went off a helmet of Jill Saunier, of skates. That's what these teams are giving on the ice at any point.
What's interesting to see is the decision to continue to press offensively for Montreal. A 1-goal lead is not something you can sit back and relax on. They don't call 2-1 the worst lead in hockey for nothing, right? So you're seeing Marie-Philippe Poulin and Sophie Bete, Jill Saunier generating chances out there. Do you foresee that continuing for the rest of the period?
Absolutely. That's how you win games when they're this close. The other team can't score, or they can, but it's very hard for them to score when you have the puck in the offensive zone. So that's what you want to do. You see teams sit back all the time in games, in close games, and then they end up with a tie game or even give momentum right back to the other team. So that's, you have to put your foot on the gas and just keep going, no matter what team has the lead. And we mentioned before, Markham likes to sit back with their structure, but they're so good at that structure. They still have great talent. Montreal has great talent too. They have a great structure. That's what Carolyn Ouellette has been preaching since she took over as head coach of this team. So what you have to do is you have to keep going. You have the horses, let them run.
Now, one thing that's interesting to note with the Thunder that you can watch in the last few seasons is really what a more disciplined team they have become. In years past, when Markham was playing against Montreal, when they were the Brampton Thunder, you knew that meant they were going to take a lot of penalties, and usually it was Anne-Sophie Bete who was drawing them. That doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Now that they've got a championship under their belt, maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, Jim Jackson last year coming in for his first year really changed the mentality.
Katya Clement-Hadra with some fancy stick work, but she tripped and couldn't really get that shot in on Howe. As Kristen Barbara plays it along the boards. Melody Daou with the high slot rips it just up over the shoulder of Erica Howe. Clement-Hadra in the far corner. Hail Hadra, Clement-Hadra dropping it back for Melody Daou. Daou at the blue line is Lauriane Rougeau. Rougeau rips it, can't get it through traffic. Knight with the puck now behind the Markham goal. Knight circles to the top of the circle, swaps places with Catherine Daou. Hillary Knight, her shot blocked by Becca King. Rougeau passes it up to Melody Daou. She fires it in on Howe. She makes the stick save. Marie-Philippe Poulin in front of the Markham bench. At the slot, fires it, just bobbles to the right of Erica Howe.
She didn't get all of that one. You can tell that usually when she gets on the stick, she kind of fanned on it, the puck kind of rolling a little bit on that shot.
And Jill Saunier tripped up. And Montreal's going to be heading back to the power play, just waiting for Rattray to touch it up. And Saunier was trying to split the D and wound up getting tripped. So that's another power play opportunity for Montreal with 6:35 left to play here in the third. Heading off to the penalty box is Ella Matucci.
And that's where Markham misses Jocelyn LaRock. That's her spot right there. And not take anything away from Ella Matucci. She's not Jocelyn LaRock, a two-time Olympian, national team member. And that's right there is kind of, in a nutshell, that kind of play. It was a great play by Matucci, but she did haul down Saunier on the rush.
Interestingly, Matucci wasn't even originally a hockey player. She's a baseball player at heart.
So was I.
She was a pitcher with Team Canada at the 2014 Baseball World Cup for women.
I wasn't that good at baseball. I'm not that good at hockey either.
Ooh, scoring chance in front as Corella Mard getting into a punching match with Megan Bozek. No doubt Megan Bozek said something to set her off. Notoriously one of the better trash talkers in the CWHL.
Corella Mard is notoriously one of the more physical players on the ice as well. And
that's a match made in heaven right there, eh? Megan Bozek and Corella Mard.
Sonia is the one that's going off here, as she was the one that was into it a little bit more physically. MR was more a war of words with Bozek, but probably going to just have coincidental 2 minutes there. So
yeah,
it's
Bozek
stay,
and Saunier.
Yeah, so it's going to stay 5-on-4 for a minute 31.
And the face-off to the left of Erica Howe. Kristen Richards beating Poulet on the draw. Melody Daou up for Ambrose. Poulet at the top of the circle. In front, Melody Daou keeps her stick on the ice. Daou behind Howe now. Pass to Ambrose. Up to Poulet at the high slot. She circles to the near circle. Swap spots with Hillary Knight. Ambrose at the blue line. Dumps it down low. Bete scoops it up in the near corner. Plays it along the boards for Marie-Philippe Poulet on the far side. Montreal's Erin Ambrose at the blue line. Back to Poulet. Poulet sees a spot. Can't get it through traffic. Knight tries to smash home a rebound.
What a save by Erica
Howe
Howe.
keeping it out. Erin Ambrose down low for Bete. One-timer from Erin Ambrose. Blocked by Laura Stacey. As Markham will clear the zone with 27 seconds left in the penalty to Ella Matucci.
Erica Howe showing why she's one of the best in the league right there. That could easily have been 3-1. Hillary had a gaping net.
Marie-Philippe Poulet for Rougeau. Rougeau at the top of the circle. Gets it in on the logo. Howe drops it. As time will wind down on the penalty to Matucci, she'll hop back out onto the ice and grab the puck, knocking it back into the Montreal zone. Kim Deschênes comes in, keeps the puck out, dumping it into Markham zone. Montreal going off for a line change. As Nicole Costa carries the puck out of her own zone, dumping it into Montreal's. Clement Hadra gets her stick tangled up with Taylor Woods' stick. Sarah LaFour on the far corner, trying to get the puck away from Jenna McParland. Her shot just high over the shoulder of Emeryn Smashmeyer. Taylor Woods losing the puck to Hillary Knight. Jess Jones is there in the far corner, trying to grab the puck. Marie-Joelle Allard plays the puck behind her own goal. Clement Hadra, pass just out of the reach of Hillary Knight. Erica Howe coming out to play it, watched closely by Knight. Jamie Lee Rattray Number 26 for the Markham Thunder, carrying the puck into Montreal zone. Going for a skate behind Emmerance Mashmeyer, loses the puck to Marie-Philippe Poulin, who fans on the pass. I don't know if that was intentional. Could have been. Never question anything with Marie-Philippe Poulin. And Markham with possession of the puck now. Laura Stacey into Montreal zone. Fakes the curl. Leaves the puck in front, hoping one of her teammates can smash it home to tie this game up. Under 3 minutes left to play here in the third period. 2-1 the score in favor of Montreal. Erin Ambrose behind her own net, losing it to Stacey. Stacey sends the puck in front. Mashmeyer thought she had it in her glove. She didn't. She quickly realized it, though, covered it up to keep this a 2-1 hockey game with just over 2 minutes to play in the third.
Smiling with Erin Ambrose there after the whistle. I think Erin Ambrose, the one who told her, hey, you don't have it in your glove. You might want to cover it up. So, big save there by Mashmeyer. But Victoria Bach said it in between periods. When she got her goal, it's just putting pucks on net, getting rebounds. That's what they're trying to do in the offensive zone. You saw Laura Stacey get a couple of shots away as well.
And we're on Erica Howe watch here, just as we're approaching the 2-minute mark, as Markham will surely pull their netminder.
Some teams might have pulled her in that offensive zone faceoff right there, but obviously with Montreal, you don't want to go too early because then that game, it's probably about the game over at that point.
Megan Bozek carries the puck into Montreal zone. Glove save on Jess Jones made by Emmerance Mashmeyer. As you can see, Erica Howe looking towards the bench, waiting for her cue to go for a skate.
She just got her instructions. One of the assistant coaches said something, covered his mouth, so I couldn't see. Not that I could have saw anyway. We're pretty far away from the benches at this point.
Well, Markham's got the offensive zone face-off now to the right of Emmerance Mashmeyer. And Howe looks ready to head off to the bench.
Yeah, I think she knows when she's going to go now at least, which is part of the battle. The other part is executing the plan well.
And it doesn't help when Montreal carries the puck into your own end. And Sophie Bette and Hillary Knight. Laura Fortino gets the puck out and into Montreal zone. Jess Jones challenging Emmerance Mashmeyer, who came out to play the puck.
And there goes Howe.
And the extra attacker out on the ice for Markham. Rattray trying to keep the puck in at Montreal's blue line. And ultimately the Thunder will have to reset, get back on side. Mel Desrochers following Erin Ambrose.
And now Howe's going to have to go back onto the ice. The icing call, putting the face-off in Thunder territory. And, you know, it's such a catch-22 when you have the puck for Montreal with the net empty, because you don't want to ice the puck. You don't want to necessarily shoot it on ice and shoot on the net and miss. And also, if maybe that forces you to make an extra pass that you might not necessarily want to make. And it's interesting to see the dilemma. And we know that players are unselfish at the best of times anyway, as well, which doesn't always work out the way that they want it to.
Melody Daou keeps the puck in Markham zone. Laura Stacey, though, will carry it out for Markham. The Thunder's Stacey carrying it into the Fab zone. Jenna McParland losing the puck to Corella Mard. Under a minute to go here. Sarah Lafleur losing the puck at the Markham blue line. Stacey trying to find an open man. Jamie Lee Rattray playing it closely. Jenna McParland in the far corner. McParland knocked down by Sarah Lafleur. She looks up at the official as it looks like maybe Jenna McParland is a little bit
shaken up. Yeah.
Shaken up.
But what about a vote of confidence by Carolyn Ouellette? Who is she sending out on the ice with less than a minute left? Sarah Lafleur, Corella Mar, Melody Daou. Sarah Lafleur was a scorer in college. She was a scorer in the CWHL. She has a 5-goal game in the CWHL in her career. She's beat Marie-Philippe Poulin's records at Boston University. But she's really settled into a solid defensive role for the Thunder. For the Canadiennes, as the Thunder take a timeout. That's what got me thrown off there.
As you said, Sarah Lafleur played for the Thunder. I thought we had an in-game trade or something.
There's no Ottawa Senators here.
Well, this is Montreal.
That's true. They did do an in-game trade. That is true.
R.I.P. Mike Camilleri.
They don't even get to keep the jersey. They were auctioned off in the first period.
Exactly. And 33.7 seconds left to play here in the third period. 2-1 is the score in favor of Montreal. If this score holds, the game winner will go to Jill Saunier. Her 11th goal of the season for the Halifax native. Laura Fortino. Down low for Jess Jones. Can't get one past Emrance Mashmeyer. Erica Howe out of the net. Markham with the extra attacker. As Anne-Sophie Bethe pops the puck out with 15 seconds left to play. Erin Ambrose denies entry into her own end. Hillary Knight losing the puck. Laura Stacey tangled up with Anne-Sophie Bethe with good stick work. Limiting Laura Stacey's chances. It looked like Laura Stacey wanted to smash her stick over Anne-Sophie Bethe's head. Thankfully, she did not. 2-1 is the final here for Les Canadiennes de Montréal, beating the Markham Thunder. Markham will have to play another day if they want to see their playoff hopes remain alive.
Yeah, they're going to have to come out with something on Sunday. Otherwise, it's going to come down, like we said, to that one game against Toronto, in all likelihood, if Toronto beats Worcester tomorrow. So, again, the Thunder have to come out. They played well today. They're a good team. Just Montreal got that one goal in the last minute of the second period, and from that point, they just can suffocate you. And Emrance Mashmeyer is a world-class goaltender.
And that would be Emrance Mashmeyer's 15th win of the season for the Alberta native. Her third CWHL season, just her second with Montreal. She played her rookie year with the Calgary Inferno.
And Montreal is going to end the season 2-0 on the Rocket Ice of Place Belle.
Good luck in Laval. The Laval Canadienne, could we see that?
Well, they're not perfect at the other rink that they have here at Place Belle, the rink that they play in most of the time. But
right, on the big ice surface.
On the big ice, yeah, big ice surface. Maybe they'll, I don't think they'll get a playoff game here, just due to the scheduling. I think they're going to be on the community rink for that one.
As the Canadiens salute their fans here for a pink in the rink. The charge is not over. If you've yet to make a donation, you can do so by heading to lescanadiennes.com. Click on the community section. There's a big flashing button there where you can make your donation, and all funds raised will go to the wellness program of the Cedars Breast Clinic at the McGill University Health Center right here in Montreal. It's a local clinic that offers state-of-the-art care for over 20,000 women a year. They have 9 surgeons, 5 radiologists, 3 specialized nurses, and 6 radiology technicians at absolutely no cost to women who are dealing with breast health concerns. They provide psycho-oncology, exercise programs, lymphedema therapy, as well as educational programs to help those fighting breast cancer cope with the body, mind, and spirit aspects of the disease. 1 in 9 women in Canada will be diagnosed with breast cancer at some point in their lives, and there are men as well who are diagnosed with breast cancer. These are our mothers, our aunts, our friends, people in our community, and we are so inspired by their courage, and we honor them today and every year during our Pink in the Rink game. Over $100,000 has been raised, $20,000 last year alone, and the fight doesn't stop there. Let's donate and try and find a cure for this disease. Your 3-star selections coming up as we head to ice level. of the many reasons to love Marie-Philippe Poulin. She was told that she had to stick around because she was one of the stars. She didn't realize she was the first star. She almost skated out onto the ice for the second star selection and laughed when she realized, nope, I'm the game's first star.
Yeah.
Ever the humble captain.
Avec Olivier et Anne-Sophie Pété.
Oui, donc je suis sur la partie présentement avec Anne-Sophie Pété. Anne-Sophie, grosse victoire, comment on se fait?
Ça fait toujours du bien de gagner, surtout en fait aujourd'hui pour une bonne cause. Puis merci à tout le monde d'être venu en autant grand nombre pour supporter cette cause.
Merci à tout le monde pour venir. C'était vraiment très agréable. Hey, demain, un autre gros match contre Markham. Est-ce qu'on garde la même recette?
C'est sûr, peut-être encore un peu plus de buts. 2-1, c'est un peu serré, mais j'imagine que c'est bon pour les partisans.
Donc demain, on compte plus de buts. En terminant, vous jouez ici à Laval. Il y avait une grosse foule aujourd'hui. Je t'ai déjà remercié. As-tu un mot quand même à dire aux fans de Laval qui sont déplacés pour venir voir le match?
Merci, puis j'espère vous voir tous demain dans la glace communautaire.
Yes, merci. C'est rendez-vous demain. Merci beaucoup, Sophie. Félicitations. Bravo, grosse victoire.
Well, make sure you listen to assistant captain Anne-Sophie Bette, who says, make sure you come out to the game tomorrow afternoon. Quick little translation for you there, the interview at ice level in French. A 2-1 win. Jared, what did you think of the performance that we saw from Montreal and Markham this afternoon, and what can we expect tomorrow?
Two evenly matched teams. It comes down to one goal, one bounce, one opportunity, and that's exactly what this game came down to. Tomorrow's going to be more of the same. I'm guessing we're going to probably see Geneviève Lacasse play for Les Canadiennes. I think that Markham will probably go back with Eric Howe. I don't think they'll go with Liz Knox. They usually like to split the duties, but when it comes down to your season, you want to put your best foot forward. And last year in the playoffs, we saw Erica Howe start back-to-back games. So I'm guessing that we're going to see probably Erica Howe again. But they just have to come out and get started. They got the first goal today, Markham did. So they're a solid team. They're able to win games. They beat Montreal already a few times this season. It's just about getting the opportunities and stopping Montreal from getting theirs. Not easy to do when you're talking about the talent on both sides of the ice, but that's what I'm expecting tomorrow.
Game time tomorrow afternoon, if I'm not mistaken, Jared, is a 1:30 p.m. puck drop tomorrow afternoon.
I think it's 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock? Show up early. Yeah. You always want to be
safe. Show up for 1 o'clock.
Yeah, show up for 1. If you're a little early, grab a hot dog. For Jared Book, my name is Robin Flynn. You've been listening to CWHL Live. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for joining us all season long. There were people watching this season over the 2018-19 season in 64 countries and over 1,100 cities who've been joining us this season, and it's been quite a ride. We'll be back with another stream, of course, during the playoffs, so stay tuned. Jared, Robin, make sure you follow us on Twitter at Robin Lisa Flynn, at Jared Book. Good night.